Hey everybody, how's it going? So today I wanted to go over something that I've been discussing on this channel for a while with what's been going on with the whole GameStop and Wall Street bets thing. I'm probably going to say some things that you disagree with, some you may agree, some you may disagree. I really kind of want to turn this video into a discussion. This is just kind of a stream of conscious thought after seeing what's been going on in the news. So this is a news article from Bloomberg here that says Roaring Kitty is sued for securities fraud over GameStop rise. I don't think anybody is surprised by this. I don't think anybody is going to be particularly surprised that in my opinion, the wrong set of individuals are going to get in trouble and are going to get pounced on for everything that has happened over the past several months. I can't tell you specifically where all of the focus should be until we have more information. So there's more of an investigation. But I don't think it should be on this dude. And I'm going to explain why here. Now, this was one of the people in Wall Street Bets, one of the earlier people to get on the GameStop train and start talking about it. He has a YouTube channel over here where he does videos on investing. He says over here that please understand my style of investing is extremely aggressive and I take on a substantial amount of risk. It's likely my approach would not be suitable to you. If you're seeking personalized advice, I encourage you to sit down with a financial professional who can review your situation and risk tolerance. Check our disclaimer video for more information. He has a disclaimer video over here. And also, if you don't believe him when he says that my style is very risky and probably isn't suitable for you, you can just look at his posts on the Wall Street Bets forum. I just clicked onto his username, and you could see over here, it says Gamecock next to his username. And over here, total gain. Here he has 62,000, he's up. Here he's up 51,000. Here he's up 176,000. Here he's up 21,000. Here he's up 21. Here he's down 34. Here he's down 48. Here he's down 42, and he's still staying in. So you can get an idea of what his investing style is like. He puts a lot of money in, and he makes a good amount of money off of what he did. And then and then it starts to fall, and rather than just take some of his chips off the table, he just stays all in. Look at this, like minus 34, minus 48, it's all red. This is something that I don't have the balls to do. A stock goes down 0.5%, and my blood pressure goes up, and I stop being able to pay attention to whatever I'm doing that day. I could never do what this guy did. This is insane. That he posts that there's a substantial amount of risk in what he's doing, but he doesn't just say it's risky. He shows you with a timeline just how risky it is and just what a roller coaster it is. Now, what I find particularly interesting here is that, what is being called this manipulation is a guy that pretty much posted a video saying why he thought it was going to go up, then putting his money where his mouth was and continuing to hold even through all of the miserable times. So again, he could have sold out anywhere down here. He could have sold out when he was up 46,000, up 62,000, up 51,000, up 176,000. But no, he stayed in because he believed in his thesis, even when it wound up going from up over 100K to down over 34,000 or down 48,000. He stayed in what he was investing in. Now, when you read the article, the point that really struck me more than anything else was this paragraph. It says, he was hit with a lawsuit that accused him of misrepresenting himself as an amateur investor and profiting by artificially inflating the price of the stock. The proposed class action against Gill, who adopted the YouTube nickname Roaring Kitty, was filed Tuesday, blah, blah, blah. The suit said Gill was actually a licensed securities professional who manipulated the market to profit himself. Gill touted GameStop shares through an extensive social media presence on YouTube, where he used a more profane alias. Gill's deceitful and manipulative conduct not only violated numerous industry regulations and rules, but also various securities law by undermining the integrity of the market for GameStop shares. Now, the part that I really want to focus on there, and the part that really surprises me, is where they say that he misrepresented himself as an amateur when he was actually a licensed securities professional. Now, let's say that I fix MacBooks. All I know how to do is fix MacBooks. I'm good at fixing MacBooks and soldering. I don't know shit about the stock market, but I tell you all, I am a stock investing professional, and you should listen to my advice because I'm a stock investment professional. I'm a financial services professional. You should buy stocks when I tell you to buy, you should sell when I tell you to sell, and you should short when I tell you to short. And then I gave you information, and you lost money on that information. That should probably be a crime. That is a crime. That's wrong. I can't do that. But if someone is good at what they do, and if they actually are an investment professional, and they tell you, listen, man, I have a very risky style of investing. You probably shouldn't follow what it is I'm doing. Do at your own. And by the way, here's the results of what I'm doing. Sometimes I'm up 100,000. Sometimes I'm down more than that. I don't understand that. I really don't get that. Like, if someone is an expert in something, but they're going out of their way to represent themselves as an idiot to me, wouldn't that cause you to take more caution rather than less caution? Like, if I go up to my customer and I say that I know how to fix an M1 MacBook at component level when I don't have a schematic or a part or anything, that's probably kind of fucked up thing for me to do. But if I know my stuff really well, and then I tell my customer, I'm not really that great. All the rave reviews about us online, they're overblown. I'm not an expert. I'm just a barely high school graduate who just kind of figuring stuff out on his own and doing his best. But I'm not really any expert. I don't see where that would be wrong, because I'd be underplaying how good I am at what I do. That would cause you to be more cautious, not less cautious, of utilizing my services or listening to what it is that I say. So they're not saying that he pretended to be a professional when he wasn't. They're saying that he was a professional, but pretended that he was an amateur, which, if anything, would lead one to believe that you would not take his information seriously, you would not invest based on what he says, and then you would not lose money. So this is something that I'm trying to understand the argument for it. And it's very possible that I'm missing it. I had a bunch of clerical stuff to do today, that kind of business stuff that kind of rotted my brain. It may be that I'm missing something. And if I am missing something, please do let me know in the comments. I'd like this to be more of a discussion than just I tell you something and you listen to it. But I'm not understanding it. I'm not understanding the basis of that. That they're not mad at him because he claimed he was a professional when he was an amateur. They're mad at him because he's a professional who said he was an amateur and then gave advice that he said is you shouldn't really listen to begin with. Because again, what I see here is a guy saying, here's why I think GameStop is a good investment. Here's why I bought. I'm not going to tell you to buy, but here's me putting a bunch of my own money into it. And when it goes down, here's me staying in. When it goes up, here's me staying in, because I have a thesis and I am sticking to my thesis. That's what I see. Continuing down the article, it says the suit was filed by the security class action firm Hagens, Berman, Sobel, Shapiro on behalf of Christian Iovin of Washington State and similarly situated individuals. Ivan sold $200,000 worth of call options on GameStop shares when the stock was below $100. The stock quickly eclipsed $400 a share, forcing him to buy the calls back at elevated prices. Gill became one of the public faces of the GameStop rally that had been a Wall Street obsession this year. The stock's stratospheric rise appeared to pit scrappy individual investors against sophisticated hedge funds who were heavily shorting the troubled mall retailer. Some funds lost billions of dollars covering their positions as GameStop shares surged more than 1,700 during a one stretch in January. So this gentleman here, who's part of the suit, lost money doing options trading. I don't do options trading. I don't enable options on my account. Options, in my opinion, again, I'm not a financial investment professional. This is not financial investment advice. Is gambling. And I am too scared and too chicken shit and too risk averse to gamble. I am not going to buy tons of call options on I'm not going to do that on an old brick and mortar retailer that appears to be getting beaten over the course of the pandemic. That's a very, very risky thing to do. And this person did a very, very risky thing. Now, let's say they lost a bunch of money and they're like, oh, me, surprise Pikachu face. I didn't know you could lose a lot of money on options. You can literally go to this guy's account. This is all public information. And you can see how much money he has been down because of options. Look at this. This month, he is up 41,000. Down here, he's up 21,000. Over here, he's up $176,000. And then you just hit page up a couple of times, and he's down $48,000. So you can easily see by looking through the guy who you're suing just how risky options are. It's not like he's not telling you this. Even if he did tell you, follow my investment advice, I am a financial services professional or something like that, then you should listen to me. You could clearly look over here and see that if you follow this dude's advice, this is pretty much like, throwing dice at a casino. The GameStop rally has also attracted the attention of politicians, and Gill is scheduled to testify Thursday before the House Financial Services Committee, along with executives from Robinhood, Citadel, Melvin Capital, and Reddit, and prepared testimony for his congressional appearance. Provided in advance by his lawyer in response to questions about the lawsuit, Gill said his previous work in the financial industry never included trading securities or advising clients. He also denied trying to artificially pump up GameStop shares and said he truly believed in the company's future potential. I did not solicit anyone to buy or sell the stock for my own profit, Gill plans to testify. I did not belong to any groups trying to create movements in the stock price. I've never had a financial relationship with any hedge fund. I had no information about GameStop except it was public. I did not know any people inside the company, and I never spoke to any insider. Now, to me, this is credible. When he says that he truly believed in the company's future potential, that's 100% believable because he stayed in. When he could have gotten out with a $176,000 gain, no, he's not leaving. And a few months later, when he's down $34,000 than $48,000, he's not leaving. He's continuing to post every month that he still has it. So it's not like his words are not backed up by his actions. Continuing, millionaires in December. It's unclear how much money Gill made from his GameStop shares, though he said in his testimony that how is it unclear how much he made from his GameStop shares when he's literally posting excerpts from his account publicly every single month? Like, are you... Okay, now if they say over here, if they were to say, we don't believe the figures that he posted, I would understand that. But how is it that you don't know how much he's making from it when he's posting an update pretty much regularly? Those gains have largely evaporated in recent weeks, with the stock trading around 47 on Wednesday afternoon. The lawsuit claims Gill, been written about extensively by Bloomberg, the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, and others, was far from being an amateur stock picker. Rather, he is a chartered financial analyst who holds multiple broker licenses and was previously employed by Massachusetts Mutual Life Insurance Company. The lawsuit alleges that Mass Mutual, and a brokerage subsidiary of the company as defendants, said they had an obligation to supervise Gill's activities in the market. A spokeswoman for Mass Mutual said the company was reviewing the matter and had no comment. In order to motivate amateur traders, Gill fashioned himself as a Robin Hood and characterized securities professionals as villains, the lawsuit said. Gill, however, is no amateur. For many years, he has actively worked as a professional in the investment and financial industries. The entire premise of the case here appears to be that this guy, he said he was an idiot, but he's actually smart. Someone in the comments, tell me what I'm missing. Tell me what I'm missing. He presented himself as an amateur. If anything, that should make you more skeptical before you buy 200,000 calls. If he was saying, listen, man, I'm a smart investment professional, I'm a genius, you should buy this, and you lose money, then I could understand the lawsuit. We can argue over the merits of that lawsuit, but I could understand it. But if he's like, listen, man, I'm an amateur. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of figuring this stuff out as I go. Look at me put hundreds of thousands of dollars into this stock that at this point in time has me down $48,000. What do you think? An amateur that just lost $48,000? Let me listen to everything he has to say. I'm going to buy a bunch of call options because of him. Oh, they didn't work out. Let me sue him. I can't follow this logic, and I'm trying. Here's where I just can't connect the dots. Let's say that you had someone who is an actual financial services professional, who presents themselves as a wealth manager and a financial services professional. Let's take Peter Schiff, for instance. Let's take Peter Schiff. Let's say he says, I manage wealth for a living. I manage people's money. I'm good at managing people's money. Bitcoin, $6,000 right now. I think that it shouldn't be $6,000. That's ridiculous. That's overinflated. That's insane. You should sell your Bitcoin. You sell your Bitcoin at 6K. Year and a half later, it's up to $52,000, and you sue Peter Schiff. I'm not saying that you should win that lawsuit against Peter Schiff. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that if you were to sue Peter Schiff, I could at least see where you got there. You know when they say in math, your math problems in 5th and 6th grade, when you can't just give the answer, you have to show your work? I would at least see the work that you did to get to where you were. However, if someone who works in finance says, listen, man, I'm just an amateur. I don't know what I'm doing. I have a risky way of doing things. You probably shouldn't listen to my advice. This is what I'm doing. And then they actually show you with images and proof them making investments that over the course of like 5 or 6 months or so lost them $48,000 that you can easily see that's all out there and transparent. How is it that that causes you to want to invest even more? If someone says they're an idiot, listen, man, I'm an idiot. How does that not make you more skeptical of the investment that you're making? That's the part that blows my mind. And honestly, the thing that also What this really feels like to me is something similar in my business that happens with my YouTube channel. So 7 and 8 years ago, when I started doing instructional videos and how-to videos on board repair and everything else, people would tell me that I was an idiot. My friends would tell me that in a more polite fashion, but people that were competitors or all the people in the business would just straight up tell me that I'm an idiot for what I'm doing. You're showing people how to do your job. So other repair shops are now going to be able to undercut you because they know how to do what you did instead of you keeping it secret for your own customers. Your customers are going to fix the devices themselves instead of bring it to you. Everybody told me I was a dumbass for doing this. This is the stupidest thing you could ever do for your business. How would you do something that's going to kill your business like this? The only person who didn't say that was Eli the computer guy. That's why I fuck with Eli the computer guy. But everybody said this is a stupid thing. And then 5 or 6 or 7 years later, when I get featured in CBC News and I've got 1.5 million subscribers and we're a worldwide renowned name in MacBook logic board repair, you know what people will say? Oh yeah, he engineered this from the very beginning. You'll read it on Reddit all the time. People will say, this guy, yeah, he just created this channel and engineered it so that he makes all of his money from this channel. That's totally what he did. The same people that said that I was an idiot for having a YouTube channel, this is going to kill your business, are the same people 8 years later that say, anybody could have done this. Any idiot could have done this. I could do the same thing he did. No, you couldn't have done the same thing because you chose not to. That's the thing that people miss. It's like, in the beginning, people think you're an idiot. In the end, then when the thing that you did that they called you an idiot for works, then they call you an evil genius. When in reality, you're not an idiot or an evil genius. You're just a person that had a plan and stuck to your plan. I had a plan. I would like to show other people how to do what I do. Hopefully, if I put something out there into the world that is good, it will come back to me. I don't know how it's going to come back to me. I don't have an accounting system of how it's going to come back to me. But hopefully, if I make the world a little less shitty for the other people that are trying to figure out how to do what I killed myself trying to figure out how to do, maybe in some way, shape, or form, that karma will eventually come back to me. And it did. I showed people how to do certain things. I saved a lot of people a lot of time and a lot of aggravation in figuring out what tool to get or what does it mean when PP bus is 8.1 instead of 8.5. And in exchange, I wound up getting more business and more notoriety. So that when something happens like a black swan event, like let's say, I don't know, Cuomo and de Blasio destroying the city and my walk-in business goes to shit, I still have a business because I now have more mail-in business than I had before. And this is what I see here. A guy had a thesis. People called him an idiot for having his thesis. Then his thesis worked. Once his thesis worked, he is no longer an idiot. He is now, this manipulative genius that is evilly doing something. When in reality, I don't think that he is an idiot or some sort of manipulative evil genius. I think he is a dude with a cat t-shirt, hasn't gotten a haircut, wearing his cap backwards with his silly red microphone, saying, this is why I bought this stock. Now, as I want to be clear, as I was in my first Wall Street Bets video that I ever did, I don't agree with everything that I read there. That was back when it was 800,000 to 1.2 million subscribers. Now it's 8 to 9 million subscribers. It has started to get a bit culty. I don't like it. I don't like how there is singular focus on one stock. And in a previous video I did, in my opinion, I saw a short squeeze happen. I saw the short squeeze end. I saw people say the short squeeze did not end, and I am not following people off into that oblivion. I classify the people saying that the short squeeze has not been squoze and the stock is going up to 300 or 500 again in the same category as people who say that Trump really won the election. Going to get a bunch of downvotes for it. Don't care. I give my opinion. To be clear, I don't have to agree with everything that I read in that group or everything I read in that forum in order for me to point out something when I think that it smells like bullshit. If I'm missing something, if there's a piece of this that if I were better informed on, I could perhaps understand. If there's something, a rock that I haven't looked under or something, by all means, please do let me know in the comments down below and let me know what you think of the situation. As always, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Just in case there's any ambulance chasers out there. Again, this is not financial investment advice. I am not a financial services professional. This isn't even one of those stupid disclaimers that people put where they're telling you, listen, man, I really think you should buy this stock, or I think you should sell this stock, or this is something you should really get in on. But hey, I'm not a financial services professional, so you can't sue me. I don't even go near that. I don't tell people what I think is a good buy or a good sell because I don't have any idea. If I were a good investor, I would actually make money in the stock market. If I were a good investor, I wouldn't be sitting in a rinky-dink MacBook repair shop, that's for sure. I'd be sitting by my mansion next to my electric Lamborghini with 600 Bafang power. But I'm here. So that's about it. You let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.